Let us pray. Almighty Father God, thank you so much, O God, today as we begin our lecture here in surveying. Maraming salamat po. May you, O Lord, give momentum, give interest, enthusiasm, encouragement to all students who are taking this course, O God. May you make them, O God, really dream beyond this course, not just passing the subject, but beyond that, passing the board exam, and even beyond that, being successful as a civil engineer, and even beyond that, O God, being of service to the family and to the community. Lord, we praise you and we glorify you. Give us, O God, enthusiasm dito sa lecture na to, and we dedicate to you today, and we offer to you everything, and we declare you, O Lord, first in our life. Holy Spirit, we acknowledge your presence. In Jesus' name, Amen. Good morning. When it comes to steel tape or taping errors, ganito lang gagawin natin. Ang una mong gawin is i-identify mo yung reference condition. And identify mo ngayon yung actual condition. Yung tinatawag nilang at standard condition, hindi talaga standard yon. That is actually a reference condition. Kaya lang ang ginagamit na word ng surveying is standard, which actually is not standard. Okay? So let me just be clear on that as a reference condition. Now, a 20-year-old tape is already 0.02 meter longer than it used to be at 20 degrees centigrade. So, ang reference condition mo ay 20 degree centigrade. And the length of tape, yung length niya is 100 meters. Kasi 100.02, it is 0.02 meter too long when fully supported. Ibig sabihin sa reference, there is no sag kasi fully supported. However, it was used to measure the length of one side of a lot, which was recorded 876.98 meters. What is the correct length of such line? So, ibig sabihin, etong 876.98 mali, no? Meaning that is the measure or the tape distance. So, sabi natin, di ba, our S correct is going to be equal to S tape plus the error. So, plus the error, the total error is the error per tape times the number of times you use the tape. That is S tape over L. So, dito sa problem number 1.1, wala pang binanggit na change in temperature, no? Walang binanggit. So, ang tanging error, yung error due to tape too long. So, if you factor out S tape, this would be S tape times 1 plus E over L, no? So, S tape is 876.98 times 1 plus E over L. RE is plus 0.02 dahil too long over L 100. So therefore, you calculate this and you'll get your S correct. Yung S correct, if you compute this, is 877.155 meters. Kuha? Okay, you may copy. What about this one? If said tape was used to lay a line 1,000 meters long, what reading on that tape must be laid? Yung 1,000 meters, yan yung correct. Kasi ilelay nasa ground yan. Ang gusto, sige, bigyan mo ko ng 1,000 meters na distance dito sa ground. Kumbaga, ito yung A. Nasaan yung 1,000 meters away? Yun yung 1,000 meters, yun yung correct. Ang hinahanap dito yung tape measured. Or yung S tape. So, using this, we have here the S correct is 1,000 is equal to S tape times 1 plus E, ano yung E natin? Plus 0.02 over L 100. Kukuha niya? So, this divided by this will be able to get our S tape. Our S tape is going to be equal to, if you compute this, this will be 999.8 meters. Okay? Naintindihan? Sige, kopya. Let us have 1.3. According to the problem, a line was measured and found to be 345.67, and due to a muddy ground, the tape was supported only at the ends and at the middle. So it means there is an error due to sag. Correct? So, ibig sabihin kung 100 meters yan, dalawang span, so meron tayong error per sag. So, ang gagamitin nating L, 50 meters. Ang gagamitin nating weight, 1/2 of the weight. Since the weight of the tape is 3 kilograms, so ang gagamitin nating weight is 1.5 kilograms. Na? So, ang tinatanong ngayon dito, kung yung S daw natin is 345.67, we're asked here to find the correct length of the line. Let's do it. So, yung error natin due to sag must be equal to, it is always negative, no? So, there are two spans, no? Or two segments. So, therefore, times 2. So, di ba sabi natin, lawin, near, that is 24, papa, p squared. Yung n is our symbol for 2. Etong L and W natin, these are length and W per segment. Bali ito. So, therefore, this is going to be negative 2. L is 50 meters multiplied by W. Our W is 1.5 kilograms. So, in as much as yung P natin is naka-newtons, better convert this into newtons by multiplying this by 9.81. So, quantity squared, right? Tama. So, divided by 24, our P, the P here is 40 newtons. So, this is 24 P, which is 40 newtons squared. Newton and Newton squared will cancel. So, if you compute this, what you will get here will be negative 0.56388, or that is 39. Okay? So, pag kinuha natin yung E-total per tape, our E-total per tape is correction due to tape tulong or error due to tape tulong 0.02 plus error due to sag, which is negative 0.5639. You compute this and this will be equal to negative 0.5439 meter. So, therefore, our S correct, sabi natin, is equal to S tape plus the total error. So, plus the error per tape times the number of times you use the tape, that is S over L. Itong S na to is S tape. So, i-factor out lang natin to and that is equal to the given 345.67. So, therefore, this is going to be 345.67 times 1 plus E over L. The error per tape is negative 0.5439. Tama? And over the L is 100 meters. So, you compute this and you will get this as 343.79 meters. This is our S correct. Naintindihan? So, you may copy. What about number 2? A line was found to be 2395.25 meters when measured with a 30-meter steel tape So, L is 30 meters. Katulad ng sabi ko, you have to identify first the reference or standard condition and the versus the actual condition. So, kailangan ito yung dalawang i-identify nyo muna, no? So, ang sabi sa atin dito, it was measured to be 2395.25 meters. Ngayon, when measured with a 30-meter tape, supported throughout its length under a pull of 4 kilograms at a mean temperature of 35. Then tape was standardized, no, or standard. So it means etong condition na to actual, no? So sa actual condition, ang condition yung supported throughout, so meaning no sag. Tapos ang pull is 4 kilograms. Then, ang mean temperature, 35 degrees centigrade. Okay? Now, the tape was standard at 20 degrees centigrade. So, ang standard or reference condition was 30. So, there's a change of temperature. So, under a pull of 5 kilograms, so ang pull is 5 kilograms. So, there's a decrease in pull. Supported throughout its length. So, meaning no sag. From no sag to no sag, so no correction for sag. The tape cross-sectional area, the other properties of the tape are the following. The cross-sectional area is 0.03 centimeter squared. The coefficient of thermal expansion, 11.6 times 10 to the minus 6 per degree centigrade. The modulus of elasticity E is 2 exponent 6 kilogram per centimeter squared. We are asked to find the error due to change in temperature. Okay? So the error due to change in temperature is going to be, sabi natin, ito yung they are liars. So, yung delta T is from 20 to 35. So, there's an increase of 15 degree centigrade. Multiplied by alpha, our alpha is 11.6 times 10 to the minus 6 per degree centigrade. So, yung degree centigrade will cancel. So, times L, RL is 30 meters. Okay? So, kung kukumputin natin to, so we will have here equal to plus 0.00522. Kaso itong 522 wala sa choices. Baka ang hinahanap sa atin yung total error due to change in temperature. Yung total error due to change in temperature is simply the error per tape times the number of times you use the tape, di ba? So that must be S over L. So this is going to be plus 0.00522 times S. Your S is 2395.25 over 30. Okay? So you calculate this and you will get here plus 0.4168 meters. This is the total error in the entire measurement due to change in temperature. Now, punta tayo sa pangalawa. Ang sabi sa atin dito sa 2.2, we are asked to find the error, the total error in change in pull. Yung pull from 5 to 4, there was a decrease, no? So, the error will be negative. So, our error due to change in pull, ito naman yung pull lovers are everywhere. Yung P dito is delta P. Yung delta P natin is P2 minus P1, that is negative 1 kilogram. So, times L, our L is 30 meters over the area. Our area is equal to 0.03. This is 0.03 centimeter squared. Observe consistency of units. E is 2 times 10 to the 6 kilogram per centimeter squared. So there's no problem with units. Centimeter squared cancels. Kilogram cancels. We'll have this in meter. So if you compute this, you will get here the unit error due to change in pool is negative 0.0005. Kuha? Now, kaso wala to sa choices, most likely ang hinahanap yung total error. Yung total error natin due to change in pool must be error per tape times the number of times you use the tape. It must be S over L. So therefore, this would be negative 0.0005 times S. You'll get 2395.25 over L, 30 meters. You calculate this now, you will get this to be negative 0.0399 meters, or that is roughly 0.04 meter. Okay? Now, ang tinatanong sa 2.3, find the corrected length of the line. Yung corrected length of the line is simply, sabi natin, S correct is equal to S tape plus the total error. Okay? Total na solve naman natin yung mga total error, then yan na lang ang gamitin natin, no? So, dito, yung S correct therefore is S tape. Our S tape is 2,395.25 plus the total error. This will be 0.4168 plus this one minus 0.0399. You calculate this now and you'll be able to get your S correct. This is 2,395.627 meters. So this is our S correct. Naintindihan? Maliwanag. So, paki-absorb lang, ha? Then, copy. Now, I already mentioned yung accidental error, no? Yung error that cannot be corrected but can only be adjusted. Okay? Now, ang ginagamit natin dito yung law of averages. Ulitin ko ang concept ng correction. Halimbawa, mag-measure ka using a 6-foot ruler or even a 12-inch ruler. Sukatin nyo yung measurement ng frontage ng bahay nyo. O kahit na wag ng bahay nyo, yung isang wall na lang sa loob ng bahay nyo, i-measure mo yan 10 times. Now, isn't it na pag-measure mo 10 times, ikaw, graduate ka na ng civil engineering or graduating ka. Pero pag mineasure mo yan 10 times, yung 10 measurements mo hindi identical. Kahit ano pang ingat mo, dahil merong limitation yung mata mo, may limitation yung kamay mo, may limitation yung instrument na ginagamit mo. Okay? So, paano mo ikukorek yon? Aasa ka dun sa tinatawag na law of averages. The law of averages states, the more we measure a thing, the more we repeat it, the average comes or approaches the true or the correct value. Naintindihan? Ang ginagamit na term dito sa mathematics is most probable value. Unahin natin to. Line AB was measured by 5 different survey party. I presume party 1, party 2, party 3, party 4, and party 5. So, 5 survey parties, And they measured and took the average of each measurement, and the averages of each group are this, with this number of measurements. Paano natin kinukuha ang average? I-lay down ko lang dito yung concept before I lay down the formula. Mas importante kasing alam natin yung concept, kasi yung formula pag minemorize makalimutan. But if we know the concept, the formula will automatically be there. Okay? Alright. Now, paano natin kinukuha ang average? Average is simply sum over n, right? So, for every one of them, etong average na to is the sum of their measurements divided by this respective measurements, right? So, kung lahat sila, halimbawa, kukunin natin yung sum ng lahat ng raw measurements nila, hindi yung na-average na nila, yung raw measurements. So, it would be the sum of all the raw measurements over the sum or the number of measurements all in all. The number of measurements all in all is 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6. You will get here 20. So, ang ibig sabihin dito, yung overall average is going to be the overall sum over the overall n. Tama? Ito yung kanilang average, no? Yung overall average. So, ito ngayon, yung overall sum, take note, yung individual sum is individual average times n, di ba? Correct? So, this is going to be the individual sum equals n times individual average. So, ang naka-reflect sa ating measurement doon na average is x, individual average, ha? Etong n na to is a multiplier ng x. Pag ang isang quantity minultiply mo ng certain constant, that constant can be treated as the weight of measurement. It gives weight to the measurement. Parang eto. This one gives 2 as the weight for this. Naintindihan nyo? Maliwanag. Ang ibig sabihin, mas marami siyang trial. Diba sabi natin, mas maraming trial, mas nearer to the correct. So, mas malaki yung weight natin. Kuha nyo? So, therefore, we will have here, etong overall sum is the sum ng n times average or x times n. Ulitin ko, itong x times n, this is the weighted x. N represents the weight. Overall, the overall n, this is the sum of n's. Okay? So, n here reflects the weight of measurement. So, I can just say, summation of x times n over summation of n. Mas malaki yung number of measurements, mas malaki ang reliability or the weight of measurement. You follow? Okay. So, therefore, what we will have here will be, tawagin natin tong overall x ng x bar or overall average ng x bar. So, this is summation of x times n over summation of n. So, this is going to be 612.12 times 2 plus 612.14 times 4 plus 612.16 times 3 plus 612.18 times 5 plus 612.20 times 6 all over the sum of n. This is 20. You get it? So you calculate this, we will be able to get our average x, and this would be 612.169 meters. This is the most probable value of line AB. Naintindihan? Klaro po itong concept. Huwag kayong basta mag-focus dito sa formula. Focus kayo dun sa concept. Pag naintindihan nyo yung concept, etong formula na to, pati dun sa susunod na application, is madali na. Hindi nyo kailangan i-memorize yung mga susunod. Naintindihan po? Okay, sige, paki-absorb din. Copy. What about this one? The probable error of measurement of 4 survey parties who bid for the remeasurement of a tract of land were evaluated and computed as follows. Ito yung record sa mga previous job nila, no? The first, the second, the third, and the fourth recorded plus minus 0.15. This one is plus minus 0.25, plus minus 0.2, plus minus 0.3. Now, respectively, they measured a certain line, same line, no? Once, each group and submitted the following report. So, 2,345.67 first group, 2,343.45 second group, 2,346.27 third group, and 2,340.24 fourth group. The question is, find the most probable value of measurement. Okay? So, how shall we do this? The principle in solving that is this. We said that x bar is the summation of weighted x, that is x times the weight. Yung weight natin, yan yung degree of believability or reliability or acceptability ng measurement. So, over summation of W. Sabi natin kanina, di ba, yung weight of measurement, W, is proportional to the number of measurements. Mas maraming beses mong mineasure, yung average mo, mas mataas ang believability or reliability. Parang ganito. Sa engineer, yung 20 years experience, mas lamang kesa sa 1 year experience. No? So, kasi, yung reliability niya, 20 years experience, yung natutuhan niya, pag nagsalita siya ngayon, ang laman nun, ang dala nun, yung 20 years experience niya. Unlike ng pag nagsalita yung 1 year experience na engineer, ang dala nun is just 1 year. Naintindihan? So, mas papaniwalaan yung mahaba ang experience. So, sa lahat ng bagay, lamang yung mas mataas ang experience, di ba? So, the weight of measurement is proportional to the number of measurement. The higher the n, the higher the weight. What about the error? Yung error of measurement, kapag ka mataas ang error, mababa ang weight, right? So, the higher the error, the lower the weight. Tama? The higher the weight, kaya higher yan, less error. Tama? Mas kapani-paniwala ka pag yung mga dati mong error mababa. Are you getting me? Naintindihan? So, etong dalawan to, baligtad. But the errors given here are plus and minus, no? So, para makompensate natin yung error, yung plus or minus, we'll just try to square this. So, ang ibig sabihin, yung weight of measurement is inversely proportional to E squared. So, I can just write here, for this one, pwede kong masabi na yung weight is going to be equal to 1 over E squared. Hindi na ako gagamit ng coefficient K, ha? 1 na lang para simple. So, ito yung mga weight of measurements na gagamitin ko dito sa problem na to. So, therefore, our X average or most probable X is summation of X times their respective W's. Pagka in-square mo yung plus or minus, whether it's plus or whether it is minus, pag-square niyan, positive pa rin, no? So, what we will have will be X's 2345.67. Ito. Times the weight 1 over E squared. Ang corresponding sa kanya ito. So, this is 1 over 0.15 squared. Plus, yung second value ito. 2343.45 times the weight. The weight is 1 over E squared. So, that would be 0.25. So, 0.25 squared. Plus the third X, eto, 2346.27 times the error, the weight, 1 over E squared, 1 over 0.2 squared. Plus, yung last X, 2340.24 times the weight, our weight is 1 over E squared. The E is plus minus 0.3. So this is 0.3 squared. So divided by the sum of W's, it would be 1 over 0.15 squared plus 1 over 0.25 squared plus 1 over 0.2 squared plus 1 over 0.3 squared. You follow? So you calculate this now, you will get your x, the most probable x to be 2,344.8326 meters. This is the most likely value of distance measured by the four parties. You get it? Naintindihan po yung concept na to? Klaro? Ito yung n proportional to w. The increase in this, the higher the n, the higher the weight. Kaya yung weight here is simply equal to k times n. We just set k as equal to 1. Kuha niya? Klaro? Okay. You copy. What about this problem number 5? To create excitement in his surveying class, the instructor conducted a contest among 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, and 4, to find the difference in elevation between BM1 and BM2 by conducting differential leveling operation along different paths, recording also the length of path each of them had taken. Assuming that the distance taken this are correct or accurate, find the most probable difference in elevation between BM1 and BM2 or the benchmarks. So the recorded difference in elevation of the 4 groups are this, and this. So we are asked to find the most probable value. How do we do that? Now, if you will recall yung differential leveling operation from BM1 to BM2, because of the far distance between them, what we will do is we will take different or segmental difference in elevation. So we will establish here what we so-called turning point, no? Turning point 1, turning point 2, turning point 3. So we set up our transit approximately in between this and this, right? So we will take a backside. Since the leveling operation is towards this direction, this is called backside, this is called foresight. So ito yung backside on BM1, this is the foresight on TP1. So yung difference in elevation dito is simply backside minus foresight. Correct? So that would be Z1, di ba? Z1 is going to be backside 1 minus TP minus foresight on TP1. Then we will take another setup of the transit here. Then we will take backside of TP1 and foresight of TP2. And then your Z2 is backside of TP1 minus foresight of TP2. We will continue this process. So our last Z here, eto, our last Z is our backside of last TP, TP last minus foresight of BM2. Okay? BM2. Ito yung Z last. So that the difference in elevation will be Z1 plus Z2 plus Z, the summation of Z. The summation of Z is the difference in elevation. Tama? Which is equal to this plus this plus this. Pag inad natin to, this will be summation of backsides minus i-add mo to, summation of foresights. That is, kung mas malaki yung backside kesa foresight, meaning it's going up. But if backside is smaller than foresight, it means it is sloping down. My point here is this. The concept of correcting this problem is this. In every setup, there will be an accidental error. Correct? Every setup, there will be an accidental error. And the more setup, the more error. Diba? Ito yung principle natin yan. So, the more setup, the more error. The more error, the less is the weight or the reliability or believability, right? Tama po. Okay, well, hindi naman yung error na plus and minus ang binigay sa atin dito, distance. Now, the number of setup, the farther the path, the more the setup, right? So, the farther the distance or the path, the more the setup. The more the setup, the more the error. Meaning, ang weight at ang distance or length of path of taken in differential leveling, this and this are inverse. So, we say here that the weight of observation is 1 over D. They are reverse. Yun yung gagamitin natin dito. Maliwanag? Naintindihan? Sige, paki-absorb lang muna to, then we will continue afterwards. So, in order to find the most probable difference in elevation between BM1 and BM2, our X bar is going to be summation of XW over summation of W. Yung X natin dito, yung sinosolve natin yung most probable value, etong difference in elevation. So, group 1, 15.5 times the weight of observation, that is 1 over D. 1 over 3. Plus, yung X2, 18.43, this one, times the weight is 1 over 4. Plus, X3, 17.25, times the weight, 1 over 3.2, no? Plus, X4, which is 14.46, times the weight is 1 over 2.78. All over the sum of weights. The sum of weights is 1/3 plus 1/4 plus 1 over 3.2 plus 1 over 2.78. You calculate all of this, you'll get your X bar. And X bar is going to be 16.221 meters. This is the most probable difference in elevation between BM1 and BM2. Ang importante lagi, naintindihan mo yung concept, yung principle. Huwag kang basta mag-memorize ng formula dahil dadami ang minemorize mo. Habang dumadami yan, babagal yung memory mo. Okay? Pag sa sobrang bagal, maglag yan. Puro paikot-ikot na lang, di ba? Tama? So, sa principle tayo mag-base. Okay? Sige, kopya. Let us take this problem number 6. Using the following notes, what is the elevation of BM3? These are the back sides. These are the foresights. As I explained in the previous problem, walang foresight yung BM1, no? Kasi yan yung unang paatras, no? Wala rin backside yung BM3 dahil yan yung huling station, okay? Now, The elevation of BM1 is 305.6 and we are asked here to find the elevation of BM3. So sabi natin kanina, di ba, the difference in elevation is the sum of back sides minus the sum of foresides. Kung i-add natin to lahat ng back sides, you will get here 55.21. Ito yung summation. If we will add all the foresides, we will have here, i-add natin to, you'll get here 47.19, no? So the difference in elevation, tawagin natin tong Z, is summation of back sides minus summation of foresides. So this is going to be equal to summation of back sides 55.21 minus foresides 47.19. So if you're going to take this, your Z is going to be equal to 8.02. Now, is the slope increasing or decreasing? Is it an upgrade or a downgrade? Di ba ang palatandaan natin yan pag yung backside is higher, no, or is bigger rather? If it is bigger, it means it is lower, no? The point is lower. So, it means yung BM1, pag ganon, ito yung BM1, ito yung BM3. Naintindihan? Simplify natin. Halimbawa, isa lang. So, kung ganito yung situation, di ba? Ito yung sum of back sides, ito yung sum of foresides. Okay? So, mas malaki yung back side, mas mababa yung initial point. Okay? So, dito, ito bali yung Z, which is 8.02. Tama? So, here, since BM1 is at elevation 305.6, ito yon, this is elevation 305.6. Para makuha yung elevation nito, we have to add the Z. Okay? So, you have elevation of BM3 is going to be 305.6 plus Z, which is 8.02. So, this is going to be 313.62 meters. This is the elevation of BM3. Maliwanag? Okay, you copy. A very practical solution to finding the distance between two objects without the use of a stadia is the subtens bar method. You can actually use an alternative. A meter stick will do it. Okay? May konti lang marker, no? So, ang sabi sa atin dito, in measuring the distance between points A and B, the angle subtended by a 2 meter subtens bar, the root word of subtended, no? So, is 4 degrees. Find the distance from A to B. If point A is the location of point occupied, that is where the transit is, and this is point B where the subtens bar is. Nasa top view tayo, no? So, meron tayong, ito yung center line ng subtens bar, then ito yung dalawang target points. This is 2 meters according to the problem. And the angle subtended, these are the line of sight of the two target points, and this is 4 degrees. We're asked here to find distance AB. Let me call this as X. Kung ito 2 meters, obviously this is 1 meter, this is 1 meter. So we simply take advantage of this right triangle. The tangent of 2 degrees must be equal to 1 over X. Presto, or in one computation, we'll be able to solve our X. So computing X, we'll have X as 28.64 meters. Kuha niya? Sige, pakikopya. In this particular problem, the distance between points A and B were measured using a stadia. This is a stadia transit with stadia crosshair or stadia lens, and this is the stadia rod. According to this, point B, this one, where the stadia rod was set up, is known to be 12 meters above point A or higher than point A. Now, the crosshair reading on the stadia rod is 3.2 meters. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa crosshair, no, yung gitna niyan, ang basa dito is 3.2. Remember kung ito yung rod, nandito yung mark 0, tapos nandito daw yung mark 3.2. Yung pagkakabasa ng line of sight. Ito yung line of sight, ito nandito yung crosshair. So, ito bali yung center line of sight. Okay? Now, so dito ang reading is 3.2, meaning from 0, ito 3.2, meaning this one is 3.2 meters. And the intercept is 1.23. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito yung ating Stadia field of view, nandito yung reading sa upper hair, ito yung sa lower hair. So, yung difference nila, ito is 1.23. Okay? Now, so, ang sabi sa atin dito, find the horizontal distance between A and B. Sabihin natin, ito yung horizontal distance. This is H. The height of instrument, meaning from A, ito yung height ng telescope above the ground, 1.1 meter rather. And the Stadia interval factor is 100, Stadia constant, 0.16. No? So, ang tinatanong ngayon is H. How do we solve this? Ganito. Kung kukunin natin itong triangle na to, this one, this right triangle, tawagin natin itong theta, papunta rito, hanggang dito. Ito, this one is V, na? Okay? Tawagin natin to hanggang dito. This is V. This is V, this is H, this is theta. Masosolve natin yung H if we know 3 elements. Rule of 3, no? If I know theta, I can solve H. Meron ako nito kung alam ko to. Na? So, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, isolve ko muna yung theta. Importante sa pag-solve natin sa Stadia trigonometric leveling. No? So, kung ito yung theta, alam natin this is V. So, this is 15.2. This is 1.1, di ba? So, our V is 12 plus 3.2, 15.2 minus 1.1. 15.2 minus 1.1, this is 14.1 meter. So, V is 14.1. When we know V, we can already solve theta. Okay? Now, in our formula, dun sa KS plus C, take note the S in the formula is perpendicular to this line of sight. But this time, our S here is this one. Ito yung S, this is S over 2. So, this one, this perpendicular, katabi ng theta. So, this is S over 2 cosine theta. This is also S over 2 cosine theta. So, this is S cosine theta. Kaya, dun sa formula ng KS, yung S hindi S. S cosine theta. Tama po? Okay, now here. Yung V natin, which is known 14.1, can be expressed in terms of theta and this one. Diba? So, itong KS cosine theta is 100 times S. Dito ko lang sulat ha. KS cosine theta plus C is going to be, what is KS? Yung K is 100, our S, the intercept, 1.23, so this is 123. Cosine theta plus C, ano yung C? C is 0.16. Okay? So this is 123 cosine theta plus 0.16. Tawagin ko tong Z, ha? Para madali yung notation natin. This is our Z. Okay? So, dito, yung V, opposite ng theta, this is hypotenuse. So, we can see that V equals Z sine of theta. But what is V? 14.1. So, 14.1 equals Z. Our Z is 123 cosine theta plus 0.16 times sine of theta. one equation in terms of theta. We can now solve theta, and our theta is going to be 6.63 degrees. Once we know theta, we can solve our D, we can solve our H. Pero pwede na natin hindi solvein yung D. Total H lang naman yung hinahanap natin, no? So, therefore, from this triangle, sabi natin, di ba, the tangent of theta, dito lang ha, sabi natin, di ba, the tangent of theta, we can see here to be V over H. So, therefore, our H is equal to V, ano yung V? 14.1 over the tangent of theta, which is 6.63 degrees. You follow? So, you calculate this, our H is equal to 121.52 meters. Kuha? Sige, kopya. Let's take this problem, no? Now, for peg method of adjustment of dumpy or Y level, ito yung tanda natin. Hindi porket yung bubble tube nasa center, hindi ibig sabihin yung line of sight natin horizontal. Kasi ang pwedeng paging problema niyan, yung axis ng bubble tube at saka yung axis ng telescope hindi pantay, no? O hindi parallel. So, paano nating ina-adjust? Halimbawa, in this particular problem, ang sabi sa atin dito, to make peg adjustment, the following notes were taken. Meron tayong A saka B, we fix 2 points, no? So, and then, with Y level at point 1, the rod reading at A and B are this. Ibig sabihin, mas mataas ang rod reading sa B, so, mas mababa yung B, no? So, yung Y level being at 2, ito yung rod reading. As expected, mas mababa talaga yung B dahil higher yung rod reading. Now, point A is on the line AB. Ito yung AB. Yung point 1 is between A and B. Midway between. So, kung ito yung A, ito yung B, nasa gitna. So, kung ito yung atin transit, nandito yung Y level natin, nag-backside ka sa A, assuming na yung line of sight natin kapag ka yung bubble tube horizontal, yung line of sight natin nakayuko ng angle theta. Dahil eto gitna, whatever yung pagkakayuko dito, tawagin nating small e, yun din yung error dito. Tama? Kasi pag inikot mo yan, parehas lang, no? So, kung ano yung pagkakayuko dito ng line of sight, ganun din yung pagkakayuko ng line of sight dito. This is also theta, na? So, ito yung rod reading at A. Ang rod reading at A is ito. This is 0.75. While yung rod reading at B, ito. So, this is 2.766. From here, makikita natin yung difference in elevation between A and B, di ba? So, kaya nga, it is, this one, it is simply backside minus foresight. Pero mas mahaba yung foresight. Ito, mas malaki yung foresight, meaning B is lower. Okay? So, yung Z natin is going to be equal to this one, the difference in elevation between A and B. This is going to be this minus this. Okay? So, that is going to be 2.766 plus E minus 0.75 plus E. Yung E, magka-cancel. Kaya nga, nangyari na foresight minus backside lang. Regardless of error, basta yung ating transit nasa gitna. So, therefore, our Z here is going to be equal to 2.9 minus 0.75. So this is 0.016. Ito yung difference in elevation between A and B. Hindi yan ang hinahanap. Ang sabi sa atin dito, 0.2 is 25 meters from A and 230 meters from B. Pero yung A, ang sabi, yung 0.2 daw, ang sabi sa atin dito is on the same line as A and B, but not between them. Ibig sabihin, nasa labas yung 0.2. Nandito yung 2. 25 meters from A, 230 meters from B. Ang ating rod reading daw ay presume here na yung ating bubble tube horizontal. Pero inassume natin na yung ating telescope may error na kayuko ng angle theta. Na? Okay. Now, dito ang sabi, ang rod reading daw sa A is 1.906, this one. While the rod reading here, ito is what? 3.798. Okay? Now, remember, from A to B, ang ating difference in elevation yan, if I draw a horizontal line here, ito yung A, this is Z. Okay? Ito yung Z. So, ang kailangan natin dito is what must be the rod reading at A for a level line of sight. The rod reading at A should be 1.906 plus this one. But what is this one? Diba? Alam natin, diba, kung matatandaan nyo, dun sa Y is mx, m is the slope, that is tangent of theta. So we say that this one is tangent of theta, correct? Times what? X. The X is 25. So, para makuha natin yung rod reading, it's 1.906 plus tangent theta times 25. Okay? But this one is what? This is mula sa triangle na to, this is tangent of theta times what? Times x. The x of this is 230 meters. Ito yung error sa A, ito yung error sa B. Tama? So, para makuha natin rod reading, let me repeat, kailangan ko ng tangent of theta. How shall we solve that? Ganito. Alam natin that this is just equal to this, no? So, we have here Z plus 1.906 plus tangent theta times 25, correct? Is equal to, ito, this one. That is 3.798 plus tangent theta times 230. Alam natin yung value ng Z. So, we know the value of Z. This will just be one equation in terms of tangent theta. I-substitute natin to dito. We can solve the tangent of theta. Solving tangent of theta here, we will get, so the tangent theta is 31 over 51, 250. Okay? So, i-substitute natin ngayon to dito. So, therefore, for a level line of sight, for a level line of sight with transit or Y level at point 2, so the rod reading at point A should be equal to 1.906 plus this one. The tangent of theta, which is 31 over 51 to 50 times 25. And this is going to be 1.9211 meter. Klaro tayo? Naintindihan? So, sige, pakikopya. let's take this problem. Elevation correction due to Earth's curvature and refraction. Now, point A is in between point B and point C, whose difference in elevation, meaning kung ito yung level line at B, so C is lower by 44.44. Pwede ring higher, no? Okay? So, depende lang sa choices, no? So, the distances of B and C from A are 1 kilometer and 2 kilometers away. Ang sabi sa atin dito, point B is 18 degrees 13 minutes. Ito, angle of elevation taken at A, while C is at an angle of elevation of phi. Whereas here to find, considering the effects of curvature and refraction, what is the value of phi? Okay? Alam natin that this one, eto, considering this triangle, basta ang kinukonsider natin ay geodetic survey, meaning ang pinag-uusapan kilometers na, hindi lang few meters. So, kinukonsider natin yung ating Earth's curvature. So, yung level line is simply a curved line. Eto parallel to sa sea level. Eto, saka eto parallel sa sea level. No? So, this one, ang assumption natin, however, the horizontal at one point, this is the horizontal line at A. And this horizontal line at A is also the tangent line at A to the level line at A. Okay? Etong A, point of tangency. So, kung ito yung ating level line from here to the tangent line, ito yung ating H2. This one, tawagin natin K2. This is our K1. And mula sa point of tangency to this, ito yung ating H1. Okay? Now, etong vertical na to, tandaan ang assumption, the horizontal at one point, the horizontal at A, is perpendicular to the vertical at C. This is the vertical at C. So, ang assumption natin, practically, this and this are perpendicular. Okay? So, kaya ito from this triangle, this one is what? That is the adjacent 2 kilometers. Pangalawang assumption, the level distance and the horizontal distance, this and this, are practically equal. Kasi, exaggerated lang yung drawing ko dito, no? Okay? So, dito, eto, from this triangle, opposite ng phi, this is 2 kilometers or 2,000 tangent of phi. Samantalang dito, eto, sa triangle na to, this one is opposite ng 1813. And this is 1 kilometer. So, this is 1,000 tangent of 18 degrees 13 minutes. Remember that this line and this line are parallel. Solve natin yung H1 natin, di ba? Ang formula natin, H is nibuka, di ba? 0.26 K squared. Ang mnemonics natin dito N, dito B, dito K. Nibuka, di ba? Ulitin mo lang, nibuka, di ba? So, our H1 therefore is this one where K1 is what? Our K1 is 1 kilometer. So, quantity squared, this is 0.0676 meters. While our H2 must be 0.26 times our K2 is 2 kilometers. Kaya ang symbol kilometers, ha? Squared. So, therefore, this is going to be 0.26. Ulitin ko lang dito, ha? Times 2 squared. And this is going to be 0.2704 meter. So, ito ay 0.2704. Ito ay, this one is 0.0676. Remember that this line and this line are parallel. So, we say that this and this are the same. So, we therefore have here H1 plus, eto, 1,000 tangent of 18 degrees, 13 minutes is also equal to this one, which is H2, 0. Palitan ko na ng value ha, 2704 plus this one plus 2000 tangent of phi plus this one 44.44 meters. Yung H1 palitan ko na ng value, this is 0.0676 meters. So this is one equation in terms of phi. You'll be able to solve phi. Input this in your calculator, solve phi. Let's solve it. So if you solve phi, you'll get it as 8 degrees, 5 minutes, and 42 seconds. Ito yung ating phi, or in pure degrees, this is 8.09 degrees. Nakuha nyo? Sige, pakikopya. Let's take this problem. Now we have here a 12 meters tower at point B, and at the top is a signal or a transmitter. It was observed by a transit at set up at A, whose height is 1.1 meters. Ito yan. Ang sabi sa atin, the elevation of A, this one is the level line at A, is 133.33 meters. And B is 2,000 meters or 2 kilometers away. Na? Okay. Now, ngayon, ang hinahanap sa atin dito, when the signal was sighted at the level at C, the angle of elevation was 2 degrees 30 minutes. So we are asked here to find the elevation of point B, most likely a mountain or just a hill, no? So where this tower is set up. So in order to get the elevation of B, this is elevation 133.33 plus this one, this is 1.1 meter. From the level line to the tangent line, ito yung point of tangent si C, ito yung ating H. And yung K natin is this in kilometers. This is 2 kilometers. Sabi natin, di ba, H is 0.26 nibuka, di ba? Okay? Nibuka. So, N, B, K. Nibuka. N is 2, B is 6. So, substituting RK is 2 kilometers, 0.26 times 2 quantity squared. So, this is 0.2704 meters. Okay? Now, para ma-solve natin yung elevation of B, that is 1.1 plus H, alam na natin yung H, ang kailangan na lang natin ito. Tawagin natin tong Y. And how are we going to solve that? Ganito. Di ba sabi natin the horizontal line at one point, that is C, is assumed to be perpendicular to the vertical at another point, that is B. This is the vertical at B, horizontal at C. Okay? So this is perpendicular. So therefore, we say now that the tangent of 2 degrees 30 minutes equals this one, which is 12 plus Y over the horizontal. Our assumption is that the horizontal distance and the level distance are practically equal. So this is 2,000. This will enable us solve our Y. Let me solve Y. So you get 75.32 meters. So the elevation of B is this elevation 133.33. Kita? Plus 1.1 plus H plus Y. Yung Y natin is 75.32. Our H is 0.2704. So computing this, you'll get 210.02 meters. This is the elevation of point B. Kuha niya? Sige, you may copy. What about this problem, no? A line of levels 9.36 kilometers is run to check the elevation of BM2, which has been found to be 31.338 meters with BM1 at sea level. If the backside and foresight distances are consistently 110 and 70 meters respectively, kung ito yung setup, ang backside 110 meters, ang foresight 70 meters, no? Ang tinatanong ngayon is, determine the corrected elevation of BM2 considering the combined effects of curvature and refraction. From BM1 to BM2, this is 9.36 kilometers. Now, based on the concept ng summation of backside minus summation of foresight is the difference in elevation, it was found that the difference in elevation is 31.338. However, because this is far and the setup is not balanced, iba yung left, iba yung right, may papasok na error, no? So, ang mangyayari ganito. Let us say we take a 180 meter line from A to B. Both are turning points or pwedeng ito yung BM1, no? So, ang ibig sabihin dito, kung nag-backside tayo dito, nandito yung rod. Ito yung backside. Diba? Ito yung backside. Ngayon, kung nag-foresight tayo dito, ito yung foresight. This one. This is the foresight. Alam natin itong difference in elevation is simply backside minus the foresight. Pag tinuloy-tuloy mo, it would be the summation of backside minus foresight. That is Z. Summation of Z, bale. However, this is the horizontal line, but this is the level line. No? This is parallel to the sea level. This is the level line at A. This is the level line at B. This is the difference in their elevation. Now, if we will consider now yung true difference in elevation based on their backside and foresight, sa left, ito yung H1. Sa right, ito yung ating H2. So, kung kukunin natin yung Z, based on this, ito yung merely backside minus foresight, right? Pero dito iba eh. Ang lumalabas na Z, based on backside and foresight, ito. Yung Z natin, backside, this and this are parallel, no? So we have this is equal to this because this is level line, this is level line. Okay? Tama. So, but this one is backside minus H1. This one is Z plus foresight minus H2. Tama? Correct. So, it is equal to Z plus foresight minus H2. Correct? So, dito bale, yung tamang Z, yung totoong Z dapat ganito. Yung backside minus foresight is equal to Z plus H1 minus H2. Computing ko muna yung H1 minus H2 ko. Na? Maliwanag? Computing ko lang yung H1 minus H2. Yung H1 minus H2, H1 is 0.26 times K1, 110 meters. In kilometers, 0.110, and this is squared. While your H2 is 0.26 times K2, your K2 is 70 meters or 0.070 kilometers squared. So, let me compute. This is 8.1796 times 10 to the minus 4 meter. While for this one, it is 3.3124 times 10 to the minus 4 meter. So, yung totoong Z, hindi simply backside minus foresight. It is Z is backside minus foresight minus H1 minus H2. Yung error per setup is H1 minus H2. This minus this, it's 4.8672 times 10 to the minus 4. Maliwanag? Okay. So, ang ibig sabihin yung totoong Z, yung Z, true, is going to be the backside minus the foresight minus the error. Minus E. Ito yung E natin. Yung ating difference in elevation, the difference in elevation is going to be summation of all this. So it means it must be summation of backside minus summation of foresight, no? Minus summation of is. Etong backside minus foresight, meron na tayo. So therefore, this is going to be equal to 31.338 meters. Minus E, eto, 4.8672 times 10 to the minus 4. This is per setup. So, ilang setups meron tayo? Simple. 9.36 lahat, bawat isang setup, that is 180 meters. So, therefore, the number of setups is 9.36 kilometers. This is 180 meters, or that is 0.18 meters. So, all in all, you'll have, so this is going to be 31.3107 meters. This is the true elevation of BM2. Naintindihan nyo? Klaro po? Okay, sige, paki-absorb and paki-kopya.